Recently I've been lucky enough to work with two very famous and well-regarded analog synthesizers. One of them is a 1970s classic, the synth that in some ways started it all, and still renowned for its organic, powerful tone. Of course, I'm talking about the Moog Minimoog, otherwise known as the Model D. The other is its modern descendant, the Moog Voyager. They belong to my friend Leo Steeds, who runs the Blackdown recording studio near Leamington Spa, and we finally got around to getting these machines set up side by side so we could do some comparisons, and we thought we'd share them with anyone who was interested. We started out looking at the raw oscillators and filters, but soon we were having too much fun to be really scientific, so the second half of this video consists of more musical comparisons of these synthesizers. We strongly recommend that you watch in HD because that gives you the best audio quality on YouTube, and we hope you enjoy. First up, we thought we'd compare the raw oscillators of the two machines, as these form the basis of the sounds that you can make with them. To our ears, the Model D seemed much brighter, with a more fizzy, buzzy kind of tone. This difference became very apparent when we played a riff using a square wave on each synth. The duller sound of the Voyager was a shame, because otherwise its waves had a lovely tone. Oddly, we found that even with the cutoff knob all the way open, the Voyager's cutoff could be opened further by turning up the amount to filter knob. Even though this strictly should have no effect. And it seemed to add in a little of the missing brightness, which made it sound a bit closer to the Model D. Don't get us wrong, the Voyager sounds lovely, but the fact that its filter appeared not to open fully, dulling the sound, seems like an odd design choice to us. The Voyager did appear to contain more bottom-end weight, but overall we thought the Model D bested it in terms of pure tone. Next up, we thought we'd compare the famous Moog 4-pole ladder filters. Voyager seemed to have a much more focused resonance response. You can really hear it picking out individual harmonics, while the Model D had a more fuzzy retro sound. Both sounded great to our ears, and they're clearly related to one another, but I think which you prefer is going to be a matter of personal taste. Next, we started dialing up sounds on each, not really attempting to be scientific, but just trying to get a feel for what kind of sounds each synth really excelled at.
No used to playing with my
Yes.
have to get into a sort of squat position.
It's been a real privilege to try these two synths out next to each other. The Voyager is an amazing evolution of the classic sound, and it's by far the more versatile of the two. But there are certain aspects of the Model D's sound which it can't quite match. Something about the Model D just seems more organic and alive. Those brighter oscillator sounds, along with what are, in our opinion, better envelopes and gates, mean that the Model D has an amazing punch and solidity to it. Ultimately, of course, it would be great to have both. Unfortunately for most of us, just one of these synths remains outside our price range. But if, like me, you only own a computer or a MIDI keyboard, this one's mine by the way, you might be interested to know that Leo and I have spent the past couple of months making sampler instruments from these two synths in EXS24 and Kontakt formats. This allows you to get powerful analog sounds like this into your productions. We've made 35 sampler instruments from each synth, making a total of 70. And because they're sampler instruments, you can find out what a polyphonic Minimoog might sound like. Many of the sounds have multiple velocity layers, giving you access to different versions of the sound with varying settings on the Moog. For example, different filter settings. This means that in practice you get many more than 70 sounds. There are fat analog basses, and many other types of sounds too. So if you'd like to play these two synths, or to get great analog sounds into your productions, or just to compare them for yourself, this is a good way to do it at something like 1/300th of the price. So if you're interested, head over to soundguru.com/mg. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more about these two synths, let us know in the comments and we'll do our best to oblige.